So my name's Julia Brink, and I am the QI Program Coordinator for the Department Childcare Innovations here at Red Rocks Community College. With a lot of support from Red Rocks, we've been able to develop our Early Childhood Apprenticeship program, which at first was a time-based program, but recently we adapted to a competency-based for early childhood educators to become early childhood teacher and director qualified. Early childhood in Colorado has a lot of different really high quality training components. So we really tie them back to our competencies. So an individual is required to have 306 hours of education, be that academic, post-secondary academic education, if it's training through our Colorado Shines professional development information system, or other quality trainings, even some national, like the Child Development Associate Credential, better known as the CDA. And so all of that will tie. So anything they do, if they take college courses, if they take these trainings, it all ties into that 306 hours. And then we require 4,000 hours of work-based learning, which occurs in early childhood programs. Most individuals, as most goals with apprenticeship, is that they're working full-time. And then they also have to demonstrate and show that they understand and can demonstrate the competencies here in Colorado. So an individual typically is with us for approximately 2 years. And because it's competency-based, so things they would have to be able to demonstrate is a base knowledge of foundational learning related to early childhood education, so child development, how to develop their own curriculums within classrooms. We really look at what the professional role is. So not only do we do curriculum throughout early childhood, we also work closely with workforce centers to ensure they learn things like time management, conflict resolution, things that help people become a great employee. So we have like 86 competencies that they have to meet. And we use either it can be demonstrated in the classroom, and if it's not an easy demonstration, then they might write a small paper or an interview to ensure that they have a base knowledge related to some child development theory processes and things like that. So they obviously get the USDOL certification that identifies that they've completed an apprenticeship program. They will also meet credentialing requirements for Colorado through the Professional Development Information System known as PDIS. And so they would meet that credential level 2 or higher, depending upon what their goal was. And so that would help them to be able to then work in a childcare program independently. So essentially run a classroom of children any age, birth to 5. One of the draws to ApprentiScope is all of the key components that it can do for us. So the tracking, so the application, all the way from the application to completion, the tracking pieces, the case management, the flexibility of the IT department there to be able to adapt to our needs fairly quickly. That's really making it so we can support our apprentices. One of the huge draws is the flexibility and adaptability of ApprentiScope as a whole. So yes, it is there for registered apprenticeships. However, we're using it also for a on-the-job training, so like a training aspect with our Child Development Associate credential. It's not an apprenticeship program, but it's a training program. And so we are also using it for non-traditional pathways of other training and workforce development. And we're able to track trends, completion, successes, case management notes and things, spending, I mean, just basically anything you need. And to be able to put those kinds of components into one system and use it for multiple programming is something that we've been looking for a long time. And so, you know, with the apprenticeship, it's great and useful, but when we were able to start using it for multiple programming, it's really become exciting. And I don't know, I love it so much. It's made my job so much easier. It's made it easier to onboard staff and to have that one location to find all of the information that we need. Honestly, at this point, there's not a lot that we haven't been able to receive. We've received, training when we request it. Responsiveness is tenfold. I mean, I don't think I go more than 20 minutes without a response to any question I have. And I think that one of the nice things is being able to talk about ApprenticeScope to other entities and agencies, even within our own state, because of its flexibility and ability to use for multiple programming. So when I'm looking at paying for something and I can say, oh, I can do this in 3 or 4 different programs that I'm working on or projects, even though it's designed for apprenticeship, it still has that flexibility and component. So for me, it would just be not to get too pigeonholed into that one piece. I mean, I know how it was designed and developed for, but that flexibility within it, and if that went away, that would definitely be a hindrance to us. But other than that, I can't think of anything that I would want differently from ApprenticeScope.